Will the center differential unit from the brand new Arrma Mojave 4S fit into the 3S and 4S models? In this video, we're gonna take this module out of the car, take it apart, see what the center differential looks like, and then see if it's gonna fit in the smallest 3S model that I have. If it'll fit in that, it should fit in anything. So we've got a couple extra screws here that hold this new power module in. All right, with that, we should just be able to lift this lever up and slide the power module out. There we go. Let's get this apart and see what's inside. All right, let's see what we got. So here is the new differential. Looks really nice. This looks like a die-cast aluminum or zinc housing. We've got a sintered steel spur gear, and then a nice big beefy bearing on the front here, and a nice big beefy bearing on the back. Feels like it's got probably 10 million weight fluid inside. The motor mount plate is thicker than on the 3S and 4S models, but it does have some ribbing in here, so whether or not it's stronger, I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. All right, so inside here, we have the exact same differential style as they have in the front and rear differentials in the 3 and 4S models. Very beefy looking housing though. I don't think this housing is gonna be a problem as far as stiffness and sturdiness is concerned. We've got that real thick fluid in there, but no other surprises in here. Let's get this closed up. One thing I just noticed is there are little rubber plugs on the back of this. That gives you access to the screws for the motor. That means you can adjust your mesh while this is together. Not sure how easy that would be since you don't have access to the pinion gear, but it is an option. All right, let's see if this will go in. This is always kind of a struggle, so it might take me a minute to get it in. While I'm struggling with this is a great time to go ahead and get subscribed. If you enjoy watching me do these kinds of things, bashing, crashing, and reviews, get subscribed. We got a lot of that coming up in the future. Okay, I think I found a problem with at least this 3S chassis, probably all of them. This little indentation here is not long enough to accommodate the further forward spur gear, and it's trying to go in at an angle, so you might be able to force it. I'm not able to. I think I'm gonna take my Dremel and just ease this out a little bit right here, see if that helps. All right, just extended that out a little bit. Let's see if that helps. Okay guys, after about an hour of trimming and fitting and not nice words, it's in. In my experience, if you're gonna put this in a 3S platform, you will have to trim the chassis. The spur gear and the little notch behind it stick down and they're gonna interfere with the chassis and you're not gonna be able to get this together. That being said, let's verify this is all the way together by putting the little holding block in. And it's all the way in. One thing I did notice that's really interesting is that even the 3S vehicles have the holes for this, which means they've been planning this for a long time. While we're here, let's see if that longer module is gonna cause problems with the drive shaft. In this case, no. Works perfectly. All right, let's take what might be the world's first 3S Infraction with the center differential out for a quick blast. When we get back, I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on this and which cars I think you should do this to and which cars I think you probably shouldn't. So there we go, guys. Center differential on the 3S platform. Now, should you do this? I think if you got a 4S, I say definitely go for it. Center differential is awesome. At least on this chassis, I was not able to get this to go in without elongating that dished area. And that's because this little piece right here, as well as the spur gear, stick down just barely below flush. And it was jamming up when I was trying to push it together. Now, could you force yours together without doing that? I'm not sure. I didn't want to do it. I tried pushing as hard as I could and it just was not going. So trimming out that area, elongating that hole with the Dremel took care of the problem and it was able to fit in easily. So I think on a monster truck, Granite, the big rock, probably even the Senton, all of those, you definitely want to put one of these in there. As far as the on-road cars are concerned, it definitely handles differently with it in there. Whether or not you like that, I'm not sure. With the off-road cars, the center differential really helps protect the drivetrain from damage. On-road cars really aren't going to experience that as much, so I think it's more of an optional thing in these on-road cars. You'll need the center differential, you're gonna need the center differential case. I believe that comes as a kit with the motor mount, and then you may or may not need a different drive shaft. I'm not sure. Didn't need one in this. There was plenty of room. It'll probably be fine in all the rest of them as well. So what do you guys think? Which cars are you going to put one of these in, and which ones are you going to keep with just the slipper clutch? Let me know down in the comments. When you're done with that, make sure you get subscribed and then check out this video.